Welcome to another episode of HopCast.
Thanks for coming back, everybody.
I'm Brad Chmielewski.
My name is Ken Hunnemeder.
And we're somewhere else and doing something different.
Yeah. We're still drinking beer. That has not changed.
Right, but I'm drinking out of a bottle.
This is
No glassware.
kind of away from our home base and couldn't grab any glasses. But normally we would pour these out, but we're drinking straight from the bottle tonight.
And what do we got?
And we're drinking the Victory Prima Pils, which is quickly becoming one of my favorite beers. It's a Pilsner style lager. And the reason I chose this beer to drink tonight, number one, it's awesome. And number two, we're doing being a part of a little event at Columbia College, which is both of our alma maters. So they were nice enough to have us back. I don't know why, but
well, yeah, we did go to school and graduate.
Surprisingly enough, but they're having what they call AD Autopsy tonight, and the subject is beer.
That's why we're here.
So it's for the marketing department. So they show a bunch of advertisements and basically dissect them. And
I believe they're going to look at 6 commercials tonight.
right. So they're doing beers. We figured if we're seeing beer commercials, we're probably going to be lagers. So we're going to go ahead and show you what a good lager is.
Craft lager.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what we're going to be seeing tonight. I'm sure we'll see some Bud and some Miller and Heineken and stuff like that. But,
And I'm sure they'll be talking about how they play in the ad world. And
so we're going to come at it from the craft angle. Even though they're just going to be doing it for marketing purposes, we'll bring the craft beer fist. And so, yeah, stay tuned. It should be a fun night. It's a little change of pace for what we're normally doing. And also just wanted to say a thank you to Columbia College and Michelle Passarelli for having us here tonight. So, cheers.
2 special alumni that I would like to introduce to you. Ken Hunnemeder. He is an audio arts and acoustics alum from 2005. And his partner, Brad Chmielewski, who is an 05 graduate of the television department. And together they have a podcast online at HopCast.com. It is a beer podcast.
Basically, sorry, Brad had to go, so I'll cover for him here, but we cover more of the craft side of beer, and so we're not really drinking the kind of macro stuff that we're going to be looking at today, but we're going to be doing a podcast here tonight, and basically you guys can look at it from where you're coming from the marketing aspect, and then we'll give you our angle from the craft beer side, and basically see where they meet in the middle, or if they don't. But thank you for having us.
With that said, let's begin the programming, and thank you everybody for coming.
Can I help you?
Maybe we can help you. We're here to offer you protection.
Oh, well, we've got all the protection we need.
Oh!
Thanks, but no thanks, fella.
Oh! Miller Lite cans have a taste protector lid with a special barrier to block out that metal can taste and lock in that great Pilsner taste. Let's mop the floor with this guy.
Oh, thanks.
Oh!
Okay, I love this commercial. And I love it because the first time I saw it, I laughed out loud, and I wanted to see it again. In fact, I TiVo'd back, and I watched it 3 or 4 times. The 4th time I saw it, I was going, oh! And that is really something that is almost impossible to do. And it's something that we seek to do every time we run out of campaign for a product in these categories, these beverage categories. Get something into the vernacular. Budweiser did it with What's Up. I mean, everybody was doing it. Budweiser's done a lot of it. I Love You Man.
When you're trying to get it into the vernacular like that, what are you then hoping to accomplish for the product? And just that people associate it with those guys? Or what's the goal as far as Miller would go?
Well, the goal, what are you asking me? The goal is to have people doing what those guys are doing. I mean, you associate that bit of vernacular with Coors Light, okay? And that makes the beer cool. It makes it a badge. That's my badge, all right? I mean, everybody was doing What's Up, and that made Budweiser pretty cool at the time.
right, so I haven't seen that Miller Lite commercial.
There's a reason for it.
Oh. Okay.
We went into this at the discussion that they actually pulled that ad because of racial insensitivity. The Italian Americans did not appreciate the mob portrayal. So.
All right.
So it only lasted a few months.
So this taste protector thing, though, isn't that the whole point of the aluminum can? It's not going to ever have any metal?
Well, see, that's what I mean. If they're doing different things to improve the cans, that's what grabbed me from the commercial. As a craft beer lover, and we've said many times on the HopCast that a can is a great way to transport or contain beer.
Yeah.
Despite what people think about it, it's classier in the bottle or whatever. For us, we're going to pour it out anyways. You can see we usually pour it. So I was just intrigued on the protection, lining on the inside of the can. That's what I grabbed. I didn't think the commercial was cute. I didn't like the ooh, or I don't know.
And now we're back in the living room. And now, bedroom.
Wow.
And...
This spot was actually originally made for the Dutch market, and it was such an enormous hit in its very first week. There were, particularly virally, there were 1.5 million views of this commercial online in the very first week that it came out, that Heineken and its people decided to broaden it much wider, and so it was reshot, or not reshot, but the audio was redone for our audience and other parts around Europe. And you can see why. It's a genuinely funny spot, I think. It plays with stereotypes. We've already started talking about this a bit, but it plays with stereotypes, I think, in very humorous ways. And particularly reaching a target audience of men, more men, I think, than women, but sort of making fun a little bit of how men perceive women and their shoes and their clothes and the Sex and the City thing. And so I just think it's a very memorable and effective commercial in that way.
Heineken commercial?
There it is.
I don't like it.
Brad does not relate to this one.
I guess my problem is, why would you have so much Heineken, let alone one kind of beer?
Okay, good question. I certainly would not have that much Heineken. Even if you gave it to me, I'd probably distribute it elsewhere.
Give it to people at parties. Hey, I got some Heineken, I'm going to drink this.
But I very much relate to this commercial. I liked it. Certainly not to that extreme, but I get that sort of a reaction when people come into my house, because I have about 5 different fridges filled with beer, and I have a couple kegerators with 2 different beers on tap at all times. So you wouldn't want to have all of one type of beer, and I get that, but it is an advertisement. So I thought it was funny.
We gaan beginnen!
Exceptionally brewed for a taste that's pure Amsterdam. Amstel Light.
Interesting that Heineken owns Amstel, first of all, just something to keep in mind. I like this commercial. I don't love it, I like it though, and I like it for a lot of reasons. Amstel has always positioned itself as the light beer that's not really a light beer. It's a European light, and it has more flavor theoretically. That's been their brand positioning. I really do like the idea of tying it to Amsterdam because it gives it a sense of authenticity. And there are very few light beers out there that have that kind of heritage and can claim connection with the city. I feel the ad is rewarding. It's very likable. I mean, you can watch it over and over, and it makes me want to go to Amsterdam and possibly have an Amstel and smoke some hash, whatever.
Yeah. So Amstel Light, I'm gonna admit, I drank a lot of Amstel Light back in the day. That was my go-to beer.
All right. We have a little candid conversation here with Brad Chmielewski. It's a man of you to admit that. I was no prince myself. I probably drank much worse. So, but what do you think of the commercial?
The commercial's fun. It's less about the beer and more about having fun drinking.
Yeah. I didn't really grab too much from this commercial. It was kind of like a take it or leave it. I didn't hate it, but it was just, I mean, the thing that stands out to me the most is the song. That's the song that they play when the Blackhawks score a goal. So I was like, all right, go Blackhawks! I'm still. I mean,
I think the guy, the brewmaster, they're like checking the color. He's like, oh yeah, this looks light.
See, like a little bit more hands-on beer aspect of the commercial, that they're actually taking care of their beer.
At least checking.
It's beer!
Because one of the reasons that I really love this spot is just how different it is, not just from beer advertising, but advertising in general. When this commercial comes on, I never feel like I need to change the channel. And it creates this sense of calmness that I find very, very appealing. And it does that, and I think really in a lot of different ways. And obviously the sound design for this commercial is fantastic. The way it sort of mixes the noise of the water with the birds and other nature sounds. And then, of course, in the midst of that, we have this really, really irritating cell phone that's going off.
Yeah, they were talking at the discussion about how this campaign itself has been going on for years and years and years, and they really haven't changed it, but it's been effective.
Right, you think of beach, you think of Corona. I guess I'm on a cruise or on the beach.
Right.
I'd probably go for a Corona.
And I get it, like, I mean, personally, I think both of us will feel the same way, where we can't really live without our phone.
I wouldn't throw my phone off.
But at the same time, if you are in that setting, I mean, I'd switch the beer out. But I mean, I can relate to it. It's lovely, but I don't want to be getting phone calls. I want to be using my phone, but I don't want to be getting phone calls. So I understand.
No one really calls me anyway.
So, I mean, I relate to the spot. I liked it. I mean, of course,
it's Corona. It's fine.
Yeah.
The police often question him just because they find him interesting. His beard alone has experienced more than a lesser man's entire body. His blood smells like cologne. He is the most interesting man in the world.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis. Stay thirsty, my friends.
This may be one of the best written commercials or campaigns of all time, actually. It's brilliant. Every word of it, I think, is perfect. They did not miss a beat. On a much broader level, the whole issue about getting something into the vernacular, I am hearing "stay thirsty, my friends" all over the place. People are eating this up, okay? And here we have a guy who is way, way, way out of the target audience's age group, okay? I mean, he's a fictitious character. It's completely, on the face of it, ridiculous, but it's sublime. This is sublime stuff. You know, you just don't see this. It's an incredibly gutsy move on the part of Dos Equis to carve something out for themselves, and they've really managed to do it, because it can now be for nothing else than Dos Equis. It's an idea. This idea could have been for something else, but now it can't be, because it's just so good.
So Dos Equis. Dos Ex.
Two X's. So that's the literal translation. But I don't know. I mean, what did you think about this commercial?
Commercials, I think I'd forget it. The footage is nice, and
Yeah, it's got that old
his beard looks
commercial.
good.
It's got a nice beard. People love this commercial, and I just don't really. First of all, when this first started running, I thought that dude was an actual person. So I was like, well, so who is the most interesting man in the world? Like, am I supposed to know who this is? I like really thought it was a real person. And also, I kind of feel like it's a slap in the beer drinker's face. Because he looks more and sounds like a Scotch type of drinker, and he's saying that he doesn't always drink beer, but you know, when he does, he chooses Dos Equis. I'm like, well, if you don't drink beer, then don't tell me what kind of beer to drink.
What do you think he's drinking? You think he's...
I think he seems kind of like a Johnny Walker Black type of guy. So I don't know. It's like, you know, it was kind of like saying to me, beer drinkers are unsophisticated, and you know, sometimes he'll drink a beer.
Yeah, okay.
Beer starts out this cold, it ends up this refreshing. Coors Light.
One of the really tough things about watching a lot of college football like I do is that I have to watch this commercial, you know, 3 or 4 times an hour it seems. It's so derivative. I mean, we were talking before about the Amstel Light ad where you just sort of take a whole bunch of images and put them together. I have no understanding of why these images are here. I have no idea why iced tea is there. I have no idea of why I would want a cold train running me over. Well, it's a great song.
Why is the love train cold?
Yeah.
I don't know. Come on.
So the Coors Light commercial is always like, not always a big fan of them.
And it's stupid?
But from like the motion graphics side of all the commercials, they spend a lot of money.
Okay, well, it's okay. Brad can relate to the motion graphics, because
So
that's what he does.
The train, they had to figure that out, and that looked believable for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of money spent.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I personally thought it was stupid, just the commercial in general. It's like, so you got this train that comes through and it makes everything cold. I just feel like that Coors always uses the fact that their beer is cold to make it seem better. Like, like their beer.
What do they do like in like Midwest cold winters? They're like, who's buying Coors? I need a cold beer.
But yeah, so that was the last commercial. So I think they do their job overall. I mean, you got people drinking. People drink all this stuff. Beer is the most popular drink on earth, and most people only think of these brands when they think of beer. So I mean, it's working. They spend a lot of money doing it.
Yeah.
But doesn't really resonate with us.
No, I think we're gonna keep drinking the craft beers.
Thanks for the opportunity to switch back. But I think we're gonna stay with this, drinking the Metropolitan Flywheel.
Nice, and I have a Kona Lager. Yeah.
From Hawaii.
Two brothers shot. Oh, not two brothers. two beer queers. Wrong two people.
So yeah, thanks for coming along and joining us with the dissection of these commercials. We hope you enjoyed it.
Learn something.
Yeah. Cheers.
Woo.